Focus, focus, focus. Hey guys, so I broke my promise. I said I'd make videos outdoors in nature, but it's late. There's no lighting outside. Really, there's just no lighting outside. So I'm gonna make it in here. I want to talk about ADHD, and I want to talk about 2 points. Number one being ADHD is not real, and number two being the worst actual side effect of ADHD. So let's just talk about why I think it's not real. I think that ADHD is overly diagnosed. It is too diagnosed. It is way too common, especially among schoolboys. I was one of those ADHD, hyper attention deficit, ADD schoolboys. Um, Aside from that, I think I was just pretty stupid. Like, I think I was a special needs kid. Like, not retarded. Like, couldn't function. But like, I was in the learning lab. I was getting extra help. I had my own personal helpers. I don't know what was wrong with me. I like to say I like to say I beat autism when I was 4. I don't have autism, but I mean, if you saw me in person, you'd be like, this kid, or sorry, now I'm a grown ass man, but you'd be like, yo, this person has like type 3 autism. But no, I was diagnosed with ADHD and I was put on medication. I wish I was never put on that medication. I got off that medication after 7th grade. Now, I think that if your child, and if any parents are watching and they have a child with ADHD, diagnosed ADHD, never put them on medication. I was put on something called guanfacine. Maybe that's common. Big ass horse pills. My mom used to put them in pudding. I hated that. Not because of the pudding, but because I knew there were pills in it. Then I would swallow it with water. One time she put 3. She put 3, and I looked at her and I said, I should butcher you. I should butcher you. I'm kidding, I never said that. It's a joke. But I hated it so much, and then in 7th grade I was just like, you know what, after this year, I am done. I am done. I got off it, and ever since I've been feeling so much better, my appetite got better, and I think because of that ADHD medication, that was why I was super underweight. I was in the 15th percentile in weight. So because of that, you can still do this. Now, this isn't entirely due to the medication. My weight, maybe it's just, I don't know, I skipped lunch every day at school. And I think it's because of this medication. It would make me a zombie. It would just make me kind of depressed and very slow, very sad. I don't even think it fixed my ADHD. It just made me more tired, and it made me space out a lot more. All I know is I was still in those classes while taking those meds. I still did not I still did not give a shit about those subjects. So don't be put on medication, at least from my standpoint. Now, another reason, I don't even think I stated exactly why ADHD isn't real. I didn't really give any real evidence or proof. But ADHD really is just a cluster of behavioral issues, we would say. So, like hyperactivity and attention deficit, which is just ADD plus the hyperactivity. I think it's attention deficit, attention deficit, hyperactive disorder, something like that. And I feel like at least 70% of children in like elementary school would be diagnosed with ADHD, and that's just because they're children and that's what children do. No one would naturally care about school because school's very unnatural. No child wants to go to school. And if you do enjoy school as a child, that's very bizarre, very rare. No child should like school because school, in a way, is just a form of slavery, and I have a deep hatred for school. Now, I take that back. I don't have a deep hatred for school. I think school does have some good aspects to it. But moving on, let's talk about the worst effect of ADHD, in my opinion, that I've personally been going through, and that is mismanagement and just being absent-minded, being irresponsible with items. What I mean by this is I cannot multitask. I especially cannot keep track of multiple items, physical items, like things at once. I have a bottle, tripod, blanket, sunglasses, tote bag. If you were to tell me to take all of those things, stop at the grocery store, get milk and bread. No, fuck bread. Get milk and beef, put it in the trunk, then deliver it to the nearby park, I would end up losing at least one item, probably. Especially if I'm just distracted. I get distracted really easily. I get lost in the void. I remember once I lost my Joe Goldberg hat and my Spider-Man suit in the same day. I still can't find that fucking symbiote Spider-Man suit. I lost my comforter once. This bedspread, this big ass blanket, I've lost that before. I have lost my blanket, my big ass mattress comforter. I've lost that. I have lost SD cards. I have lost headphones. I have lost electronics. I have lost so many things. I've lost gift cards. I've lost just anything you can think of that's kind of small. I've lost. I recently lost my my phone battery, my portable charger battery, the power bank, in the woods. I was filming. And what I realized is, if I'm gonna if I'm gonna bring a handful of items, like 10 items, and I go somewhere with them and I do something like a filming project, or I just do something with all these things and I lay them out, I am most likely gonna come back with 9 of those things and lose one of those things, or mismanage or misplace something. I'm just very absent-minded, and that's very annoying and very dangerous to me personally. I'll give another example. If I was a caveman in nature, just to prove to you why this is bad, if I was a caveman in nature, 20,000 years ago, and I needed to hunt for the tribe, and they gave me a list. We need 11 squirrels. They would never do this. Just fake example. You need to bring back 11 squirrels for the tribe, 5 rabbits for the tribe, 2 deer for the tribe. Now this is impossible, I know. And 5 owls. And retrieve any arrows lost. I would get the 5 rabbits, carry them on my back, find 3 squirrels. I don't have any room on my back, in my backpack, so I take out a couple rabbits, put the squirrels in there, leave the rabbits because ADHD. Find 1 deer, take that deer, cut it up in pieces, lose 2 pieces of that deer, lose all my arrows, pick up one of the rabbits that I left off, but in the meantime leaving 3 squirrels behind, and then just losing my weapon, my spear, and my bow and arrow in the meantime. I just can't manage multiple things at once. I don't know if this was a boring fucking video of me whispering in the mic, but that is the worst effect of ADHD, in my personal opinion. Just being very lost and irresponsible and just very distracted by little things. I could literally be packing. Packing is an ADHD fucking nightmare. I can't find shit when I need it when I'm packing. I went on a trip 2 days ago. I could not find what I needed. I couldn't. That's bad. That's really bad. Really annoying. Because while I'm looking for the charger and the battery and the speaker, Now I'm like, wait, where is my sleeping bag? And I look for my sleeping bag, and I find it. Oh, there it is. Put down the speaker. Grab the sleeping bag. Alright, I'm all set. I left the fucking speaker. So you get my point. Have a great night, everybody.